I'm Orestria, a goth girl in Japan, and I watch too much anime. And when it's time to start looking at the next anime season, I like to do it by a totally scientific method where I judge the anime by their posters. To clarify or just leave that like that? Fuck it, let's ride. Kijin Gento Show. I swear to God I talked about this last time. I'm 100% sure I did. So it must have gotten delayed then? Oh lord. I think this poster is pretty bad. It has a good idea. The central guy with the like bloody strands of ribbon tied to his sword. This is a good idea. What I don't like is that it feels like these are just disconnected screen captures. And even he might be a screen capture because I've learned that when they've got like these blurry outlines, it tends to just be like, you know, trying to make the clip out less obvious. Off to a great start. I think that's a bad poster. Animajo ga shinu made. My first impression is actually like I'm getting minor Ghibli vibes from this. The fucking giant chunky owl. I'm in love. Some combination of her and the old lady and like the clock tower is giving me a little bit Ghibli vibes. She's clearly in a fucking school uniform. I mean, I can't say I'm not intrigued, so it's a passable poster. Your Forma. My Forma what? Forma? I don't even know her. This upper part is giving like Spy Family ripoff, right? I mean, it's an effective technique. They just have two characters. They're showing some kind of divide between them. She seems to be in like almost a cyberpunk world, or like, I don't know, she's pulling a Digimon movie and she's literally inside the internet. For me, I wish it was more obvious that she was an adult and not a teenager, because he's obviously an adult and I have trust issues with anime. I think this is a passable poster. Ishun de chiri o shite ita no ni yaku tatatsu no to tsuiho sareta tensai chiushi yami healer to shite tanoshiku ikiru. I'm going to live a fun life as a dark healer. Dark healer, oh yeah. Oh god, is it redo of healer? Well, this is a mess. We have a billion characters, many of whom are attractive and or scantily clad women, which is not a great sign when they're surrounding a bland dark-haired guy. Okay, let's be nice. I like her kimono-esque outfit. It's it's I can't even speak. It's like a pink Halloween slutty nurse meets a maid costume. No, look away. I do like her. She looks cool. Although I'm assuming the proximity to the main character means that these two get more screen time than these guys, but I could be wrong. It is quite an ugly, like, Windows 95 screensaver background, though. Jesus. No, bad poster. I do not want to watch. Bye Bye Earth Season 2. I dropped Season 1, but we can still take a look at the poster. I mean, it's certainly not a bad poster. We've got the titular Earth there. Okay, I need to not laugh at my own jokes. We've got the main girl and her big-ass sword fighting this guy. His blade is this, like, wicked, like, black backwards scimitar thing, and her blade is cracking and breaking. I will not be watching it because I dropped Season 1, but it's a pretty good poster. If I didn't know anything, I would be excited by this poster. So, yeah, I'm going to call that a good poster. Anne Shirley. It is absolutely Anne of Green Gables. I'm Canadian. I'm pretty sure I had to read Anne of Green Gables in English class in primary school. I do not remember anything except for not liking it. It looks like an anime Anne of Green Gables poster. It looks pastoral. They've got a full background. They've limited themselves to just the key characters. I feel like it's maybe a little flat. I can't tell how much of it not exciting me is the fact that it's obviously Anne of Green Gables. I'm pretty sure I could clock it as being Anne of Green Gables without even reading it. Actually, maybe I think that's an argument for it being a good poster, right? If you're vaguely familiar with the concept of the existence of Anne of Green Gables and you see this poster, you'll be like, oh, Anne of Green Gables anime. That's what it's selling. So, fine. I guess for what it is a good poster. Shin Samurai Den Yaiba. Sorry, I had to say it that way because Yaiba was in all caps in the English here. Is it supposed to be sensoji? Or just like sensoji poi? I'm not gonna lie, this does not really appeal to me. I don't generally see like an anime child with giant spiky hair and think, oh yeah, that's something I want to watch. He is in like classical geta. I'm not loving the different art styles for the temple in the background and the boy in the foreground. I find that like my eye is really not sure whether to look at him or whether to look at the like lantern. My impulse is ew bad, but I think that's more about my tastes than the actual poster. I don't think it's a super effective poster, but it's probably fine. Slime Tower Shite 300年知らないうちに level max になってI did watch season 1 of this, and I like it okay. It's a comfy show. Does that mean I think this is a good poster? No, not really. They really decided, like, let's make sure you know that every character from season 1 is going to be here again. But I feel like that's kind of assumed anyway. There must be a more effective way to advertise this. Like, if you don't know who these characters are or what's happening, and you're not really getting much of their personalities, I don't think that's a good poster. Guilty Gear Strive, Dual Rulers. Are these even, like, the anime characters, or are they just, like, the splash art from the game clipped together? I don't really know much about Guilty Gear, except for the most important character. See you in the trans non-binary highlight, Bridget. I definitely don't like this poster. It's just a giant clusterfuck. There's no place to rest the eye. There's no ability to really take in the characters, and they didn't even give a background. So it's actually even worse than this one. 俺は政権国家の悪徳領主. See, so let's compare this to the other poster that had a bland-looking main guy surrounded by attractive women. Well, first off, this one appears to be a child, which doesn't mean anything about it not being a harem, even with the women being older. No faith in anime whatsoever, like as a concept. But we've limited ourselves to a smaller number of women. There's more possibility for them to give personality in this kind of situation. They're not really giving a lot of personality. The knight does seem to be very, like, loyal. She's, like, kneeling before her ruler. He's on a throne. She's giving, like, plucky Bulma-esque scientist. It's not just me, right? Her outfit doesn't look like it fits in. Like, she looks like she's from the modern world, and then everyone else looks like they're from the fantasy world. The maid just has ridiculous tits. But at least they're covered. It's not amazing, but it's passable, I think. Uma Musume Cinderella Grey. I haven't watched any Uma Musume. This is a pretty good poster. Not amazing, but we've got a clear focus, and then your eye gradually takes in more. It takes on this, like, rival character standing back to her. It takes on, like, her friends, like, concerned and cheering for her. And then we have the actual race, because this is a racing anime. You know, it's doing its job. Witch Watch. Is it messy or energetic? Yes. She's flying on a broomstick that kind of is giving Sparkler. She's making a heart with her fingers and sticking out her tongue. She's showing a lot of personality. His punch crackles with electricity, and he's giving nothing. She's in a school uniform. Blech. Guy with the headphones, kind of cute. I don't know why he's showing belly button, but we're not mad at it. A magic wand with light coming out of it. There's crows. There's like a twisted city. There's moonlight. It's a lot. It's very maximalist. I think it's fine. It's interesting. Comedy. Not sure it's giving comedy, but okay. My Bashi Witches. Oh, we just witching it up. It's spring, not fall, guys. Come on. I'd be more excited if it looked like witches and not just like an idol show. They're not giving witch at all. This is definitely an idol show. Those are like Oshi glow sticks. They do look pretty cute. It's colorful and bright. It gives stage and idol right away. I hate that mascot, but I think it's a perfectly fine poster for what it is. Vigilante, Boku no Hero Academia illegals. People are not illegal. I haven't watched Hero Aka yet. It came out before I started watching everything every season. I don't think there's anything wrong with this poster, but there's nothing really exciting, at least from my point of view. There's a proper background. There's action. They're jumping. She better get her legs down before she breaks them. Does she have a fucking microphone? I hate my life. I actually hate my life. The thing I like best about this is that his hood has Pikachu ears for no reason. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. My bar is like really not that high, which is why it's embarrassing that so many things fall below it. Apocalypse Hotel. Are any of these not like hilariously low quality? What is happening? I'm not really finding a better quality poster, so we're just stuck with this, I guess. Which kind of sucks, because I think this is one of the best posters we've seen so far. A lone figure of a woman stands on what I want to describe as a cliff, but looks like it's actually a broken bridge or broken building. Standing beside a lovely sakura tree in bloom, looking over a truly apocalypsed world. But like, there's light dawning. The pinks and blues actually give a kind of cozy atmosphere despite the obvious destruction. I think that looks neat. Gundam G-Quacks. Yes, I refuse to call it more correctly than that. Look, I've made my decision about that. My decision is I'm refusing to pronounce their name properly. Yeah, a new Gundam series, once again with a female protagonist. Kind of giving, once again, we're going to be hanging out in school, which is not my favorite Gundam vibe. Get enough anime taking place in high school. Can we go somewhere else? It really is an interesting Gundam design. As much as I make fun of this title, I've mostly been avoiding seeing anything from this since I heard it. It's giving a little Nobel Gundam, where, like, it's a robot, but it's giving feminine. I don't really like, I like the horns. I don't really like this situation. It's like the horns are holding on a sombrero or something. It says it's a Gundam. It sure does. Oh, looks fine. Hanadol, reinterpretation of flowering. Oh, this is definitely some idol shit, isn't it? Nobody gives me this many. Oh, yeah. At first glance, you think it's uniform, and then you notice they're each a different color, and then you're like, oh, yeah, they're idols, and they each have their own color. I mean, they look pretty enough. This guy is just completely dead in the eyes. Amazing. The flower petals are nice. We've got the red string of destiny theming going on. There's nothing that's gonna make this idol hater be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it, but I think that looks like a nice poster. If I was looking for an idol show with pretty boys, I'd be like, this could do. Ninja to Koroshiya no Futari Gurashi. A ninja and an assassin living together? Okay. Okay, this is giving wacky comedy vibes. She's clearly the ninja. We also have a mecha girl with tea. Man, that kettle makes me think Ranma half. Is she the assassin? Because she definitely just looks like a schoolgirl. She also looks like a schoolgirl, but she's got like a trench coat, which gives me mad scientist. She's definitely just the Bastione-chan, which is such an anime trope. They're holding hands, though. Oh my. Comedy is one of the tags. Comedy is the tag. She's giving comedy. She's giving cute. I think it's perfectly fine. Not too messy. Exuberant, but not too messy. Sentai Daishikaku. Go, go, loser ranger. Ooh! Ooh! The poster's giving grim. He looks so mad. Oh, check out the eye in the background. That's gnarly. Why are y'all in a school? This is not a high school anime. Why are y'all in a schoolroom? Okay, aside from the fact that this genuinely gets me excited, because I like this show, if I didn't know anything about it, if this was my first time ever looking, I would think they're in high school. The eye is really cool and creepy. I like this guy's design. I think this guy's new. I don't remember him. For me, I find this poster really exciting. It's saying something about the tone going forward, the eye in the background. Imagining it as like, this is the only information I have, I'm going to put it at a like pretty good. Hashtag Compass 2.0 Sento Setsuri Kaiseki System at the 6th hashtag Compass Fest. Somehow, I live in Japan, and there will be these fucking multimedia things that have had 6 fucking festivals, apparently, that I've never heard of in my life. If there was a formalized set of rules, I feel like this would be in my This Is Fine section. They've got a limited number of characters. They've got an actual background. It's giving like we're in some kind of computer game or whatever. And I think it's doing what it's meant to do. But I really dislike it. We've got like a good and bad like Metabot situation up here. These 3 characters just do not seem like they're from the same anime. They just don't. He looks like the main guy in some fucking isekai show where he's like grim and he got kicked out from the hero's party. Also, he has a 6-pack and then like a tummy roll of muscle. So that's special. Good on you. She kind of looks like she's from Symphogear. And then he looks like he's from some future edition of Skate. where they're snowboarding and oh my god, he's surfing the web! Oh, Jesus Christ. It's real close to like the fine level, but it just, the pieces are not fitting together. It's so weird. Aharen-san wa Hakerenai Season 2. I definitely did watch the first season and drop it. Yay! I mean, nothing says comedy quite like two characters staring completely blandly at you, right? I like that they're showing two fingers to show that it's season 2, but it's normally I'm in favor of just paring down and just showing like the main characters like this, but it's just, could it be more boring? They're not having fun, I'm not having fun. Araiguma Kalkaldan. Are they red pandas? Because I might be in. I'm not personally into this kind of anthropomorphized anime look. I mean, it says something in itself that I just keep looking at it and am compelled to sigh constantly. They're giving personality, though. I don't know if any of them are women. It's giving, like, raucous detective story. I guess it's fine. Not really my thing. I don't think I can justly say it's a bad poster. Ballpark de Tsukamaete. How many romance? Nothing says romance like not putting the guy in the poster. Well, I guess that's probably him there. I consider that a bad sign. That said, I don't really hate the poster. She does, in fact, look cute. You can tell what's happening. She works as a beer delivery girl at the baseball stadium. Could be worse. I don't think it's a good poster for a romance because it's telling me that only one of the characters is important. Chotto dake ai ga omoi dark elf ga isekai kara oi kakete kita. Love is a little heavy when the dark elf follows me home from the isekai. Ecchi. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, okay. Titty's bigger than her head. I'm not a big fan of the, like, hair color with a different hair color on the inside. And particularly the way they've drawn her hair here looks like tentacles. Not only does she have big boobs, but they're bouncing, like, completely differently. I'd probably wear these nails. Don't judge me. Also, like, there's no good way to say this. She's a dark elf, but she could just be a tan lady. I'm not equipped to speak about colorism, but, like, they really said how light can we make this dark elf while still being a dark elf. I think she looks kind of cute, actually. But, is the poster giving ecchi? Yes. Is it giving that she's an elf? Yes. Is it giving that we're in the modern day world? Yes. Yes, it's giving what it's supposed to give. Shu Senshi Sensei Mononoke Kokiroku Sensei ga nazo o toite shimao kara. Mystery psychological. Their character designs are a little closer to realistic. She's in a high school uniform, but like it's more of a realistic one. It's not like super short. It said, I couldn't understand most of the title, but it did say sensei a couple times, so I reckon he's the teacher, which makes me mildly uncomfortable. I don't know if I want a like mystery psychological with a teacher and a high school girl, you know what I'm saying? It's not like a super exciting poster. It's not a super mysterious poster, but it's not a horrible poster, so fine it is. Hey, look, more Idol Boys! Classic stars! But, like, with a star in the middle. Wow. What, like, low poly hell are they existing in? You know what I'm saying? Like, where are we? Where are we? This is the only design I like at all. The only guy I didn't like on the other poster was the one with a weirdly blank expression. I was absolutely correct to give the other Idol Boy poster a fine marking, because this one is getting a bad marking. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Danjo no yujo wa seiritsu suru. Iya shinai. Fucking. Ugh. Comedy romance. Comedy romance, and it's literally just like two screen captures slapped together vertically. She looks relatively cute. He looks bland and disinterested. No thanks. Is that giving comedy? Is that giving romance? The only way it's giving romance is if you're just like, boy plus girl equal romance. No. Making a poster is bad doesn't mean I think the anime is going to be bad. Doesn't mean that I want the anime to be bad. I want anime to be good. I would love for this to be that rare high school comedy romance that I actually enjoy. But the poster is just not giving me a lot of hope. Inen no shobotai, san no sho. How come the more Japanese I learn, the more I feel like I don't know anything? The third season of Ena no Shobotoi. Is this Fire Force? Like, what is happening? I have not watched Fire Force yet. What in the Brigitte? This is supposed to be reflective tape, but I just keep seeing trans flags. I haven't seen Fire Force. I don't know much about it. This poster does not make me inclined to watch. Is she the only girl? I'm not interested in anime that aren't interested in my existence. Really torn between fine and bad. The arguments for fine is that this looks really dynamic and their character designs look pretty interesting, and like my eye is flowing properly across this thing. The markers for bad is that it's a giant clusterfuck. I can't really tell much about the characters in the background here, and this thing is ugly as shit. I'll go with fine. Haite kudasai, Takemine-san. Comedy ecchi. Yay! The first word I read on the poster was underwear. I don't understand about half that sentence, but the half I understand is when you take off your underwear. I am going to give this a fine. It's giving ecchi, but it's not ridiculous. She's a relatively cute design. It's not like a full background, but it does look like a poster, and I'm giving that like I'm gonna give this a bad in reflection. Because I'm comparing the two, and this is not high art, but it's still managing to make this look uglier. Himitsu no Aipri second season. So many Spring Idol shows. I don't like this poster. I liked it better here. You bring it out more and it just kind of like unfocuses the eye. They look really flat. Like I wish there was definition between them in the background. I don't like this. Kanjigai no Atelier Meister. Eiyu Party no Motto Zatsuyo ga Gari ga Shitsu wa Sento igai ga SSS rank datta to iu yoku aru hanashi. So there's a couple of key words in an anime title that I consider a bad sign. Eiyu Party, the hero's party. Jitsu wa, actually I. Any marking of rank, which triple S rank especially seems pretty rough. So we've got 3 keywords that I consider a bad sign in a particularly long title. Hooray! Oh my god. Look, like, I know I've zoomed in so much that it looks terrible quality now. But look at that doofy expression on his face. Nobody's home! Also, somehow he has a 5 head despite having giant anime bangs. Pretty impressive to look off-model in a still image that's a poster. To be kind, it does look like an actual poster image. They've limited themselves to a few important characters. The crystal in the foreground is interesting, and he's got a crystal in his hand like a hammer, so he's like doing some dwarf action, doing some mining. The sky is kind of nice. I like her design, minus that fucking ridiculous bang situation. She kind of looks like Piratus though, doesn't she? This design looks really bad, but it's actually it's an actual poster, which is more than I can say for some of these. Kanpeki sugite kawaii ge ga nai to konyaku haki sareta seijo wa ringoku ni urareru. Seijo is like saint, and konyaku is like engaged or marriage. Fantasy romance. Fantasy romance, but we got 2 ladies on the poster. Oh, I just forgot what this fucking art style is called. Is it 2 different ladies, or does she grow up to be this? Because they have different eye colors. I was gonna say they have very similar hair colors and like outfits, although that could be like what their cloister wears or whatever. I think this is really pretty. They managed to look beautiful while still being covered, which makes sense if they're like saints or priestesses or whatever. She manages to look like womanly despite clearly not being as curvaceous as this lady. The fact that they're like reversed from each other, it adds like some intrigue and interest to it for sure. You could cut these out and have nice bookmarks. Fantasy romance. There's no way it's actually like lesbian romance. Anime doesn't love me that much. I think that's one of the nicer posters we've seen. Katanai naka no osan kensei ni naru. We have an osan, an older man. Let's take bets now on whether he's actually older than me or not, because anime hates me. Doesn't have ecchi in a tag, even though the front two women just entirely have their boobs out and half their thighs. Is this the second season of something? No. I feel like I've seen this woman before. This is bizarre. Something about the way the characters are layered makes it feel like they weren't drawn together, but I think they were. Like, I can't find any other signs that this wasn't like an intentional array on a poster, but it just seems really awkward. He at least doesn't look like the standard main character guy, especially being a bit bulkier, but it is still just a guy surrounded by hot girls. They're really revealing. Like, okay, here's the thing with revealing costumes like this. If this was what everyone in the world dressed like, everyone in the world dresses like cyber hookers. Cool. No problem. That's just what people look like in that society. When I see this kind of poster and this kind of anime, I just know that we're going to go to the village and the women are going to be like covered with like long skirts to the ground. And then these girls just aren't going to make any sense in the world. Even though it has a full background and it's not too busy, it looks weirdly composited to me. And the characters. Kowloon generic romance, which ironically does not have romance in the text. I wouldn't say I'm like in love with this poster. And also, I do think he has hilariously little ass compared to how big his chest is. But, and hers is a big butt. They look like adult characters. We're in a kind of grungy Chinese atmosphere, which makes sense with the Kowloon walled city. They almost look more like early 90s character designs. I'm in. Looks fine. Kuroshichushi Midori no Majo Hen. I infamously absolutely love Black Butler. While fully admitting it has its flaws, I thought the previous season was terrible, but I'm hoping that was a anomaly, and we're going to get back to the goodness that I love. This poster, I think it's a relatively strong poster, even trying to ignore the fact that I know and love these characters deeply. Sebastian's butler design is just a very strong design in general, as is Ciel's, like, rich noble boy design. We've got, like, torture implements here, some, like, big swords. We're in some kind of creepy city that's, like, giving abandoned, and there's some kind of really fucked up castle in the background. Full background, I think that's a strong poster. Miru, Watashi no Mirai. Look, my future? What the fuck is with the 12 different studios here? It's not Miru like look. I don't know. That is like the me from Shodai, isn't it? Except it's not me. It's not me in Shodai. So maybe that's the girl's name. Can I just say this is a better Gundam poster than the Gundam poster? It's definitely still giving school uniform, but she's in this really unusual dynamic pose. Her hair is flowing really interestingly. The mobile suit or Gundam or robot looks really cool. We've got like a really carefully chosen color palette. Like there's just white, gray, and orange red. I think that's striking. I think that's way cooler than Gundam Quax's poster. 2 mecha shows with girls in the next season, eh? Fascinating. Mono. Untranslatable. Because there's so many words that say mono, and I don't see a kanji. Comedy. I don't know how much it's giving comedy. The thick white outlines on the characters makes me feel like they're just cutouts put together. Like there's no real thought behind this grouping. Kind of a weird cell phone. Does she have a kite? Like, oh, yeah, she does. Oh, each quadrant of this has a totally different sky. Is that a desert? A desert, an observatory, maybe a temple? It's kind of a mess. It's just kind of a mess. Nazotoki wa dinner no ato de. Comedy drama. But I do like that it has kind of a vibe to it. They're all in like evening wear, and it had dinner in the title. a butler, a rich smarmy guy. Ooh, she is cunty. Like almost like Akuyakurejo, like villainous vibes, but like not in an isekai. I think that's a pretty good poster. Is it that good? Man, if I can call Anne of Green Gables a good poster, I'm calling this a good poster. I'm not with the butt detective. I'm not watching this. Princess Session Orchestra. I'd be much more excited to see Maho Shoujo without seeing music. Then again, Snowflare exists. Oh, Jesus. Would you like particle effects with your poster? Yes. How much? Yes. Blue magical girl, pink magical girl, green magical girl. Something about a mysterious country. Genuinely hurts my eyes to look at it. Sometimes that's all you need to say. It hurts my eyes to look at it. There's so much music this season. Rock wa lady no tashinami deshite. That's a vibe. Do the kids still say that, or have I just like completely old ladied this? It's an interesting idea. These two ladies sitting at like afternoon tea in their fucking school uniforms, because everyone's always in school uniforms. And they're like in the eye of the storm with like wind blasting all around them, blowing up all the rock instruments. The problem is, I do not like their designs. She's got like the worst twin tails. They stick out like goat antlers, and the yellow turns to green like she's been swimming in chlorine water. She's also got the double hair thing where it's like black on the outside and like pinkish on the inside. I am going to give it a fine, because it's not like I hate the design so much that I can justify giving it lower. If I liked the designs or they didn't look like high school kids, I'd probably give it a great, because it's definitely got some interest going. Saikyo no Osama, Nidome no Jinsei wa nani o suru? What will the greatest king do with his second life? We have a child with swords that are literally too big for him, a dead knight or something over here, some feathers, a crater. He's looking out over a cliff. I guess he's fucking Mufasa, where everything he sees is his. The daybreak is nice. Okay, honestly, like, I'm not excited to be watching something about a kid, but I think there is some real thought put into this poster. Like, looking over his kingdom, the dead knight is kind of a portent of, like, strife. The swords kind of says that he has, like, a duty he needs to grow into. And his shadow has a cape that he's not wearing, so they're kind of showing the previous life where he was the king. It's a pretty decent poster. Shunjike no Kodomotachi. Comedy romance. Bunch of girls in high school uniforms surrounding a guy in a high school uniform. I will say the girls are giving personality. She's cute and bratty. She's shy. She's like the sporty one. She's maybe the Onei-san. She's a smart one. I think that's actually a boy now that I'm looking more closely. But do I really need that? Kodomotachi. Why does it have like children in the title? Shoshimin series 2nd season. I mean, it's not a poster. It's not a poster. I both dropped Shoshimin and think it's probably a really good series. It's just not my pace. Summer Pockets. God, I love that title. That's great. We've got 3 girls in matching high school uniforms and a different girl sitting on luggage. Kind of country oceanside background. Fine. It's kind of giving like cheap visual novel game from the 90s. A little bit. Theogonia. Ooh. This is more my speed. We've got a guy who in no way looks like standard Protag-kun. He's got longer hair, it's spiky, it's orange, he's got braids, and then a white-haired woman. They're in some kind of like old-fashioned, maybe even tribal clothes. They're both warriors. It looks like they're standing in defense of the gated town. There's puddles, there's spikes. I mean, it's not amazing, but I'm interested. I like the focus. I like the focus on there just being the 2 characters. They're kind of standing back to back, but looking in the same direction, so like they've got each other's backs. Uchujin Moo Moo. Alien Moo Moo. I mean, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. The spaceship kind of looks like one of those big bullets from Mario, but with eyes. And it's also completely see-through, but it's clearly corporeal because it's damaged the building. We've got a girl that looks on the child side of things. And a cat that for some reason is wearing a necktie backwards. Sure, you got my attention. Windbreaker Season 2. Still can't believe I dropped Windbreaker. Can't believe it got so dull. Still decided not to have a lot of girls in your show, Windbreaker. Saying I don't know anything about this show, I think this is a pretty strong poster. The design on the ground, it's a lot of characters, but the way they're kind of standing around, the way they're standing around that glyph on the ground and all looking away from each other really adds to a sense of intrigue. It's a pretty good poster. Zatsutabi, that's the journey. I don't love the, like, somebody took a photograph and painted over it, and then in a completely different style, someone drew an anime girl. I think she'd look better with outlines. Like, she looks kind of flat and CG. It's meh. Everyday Hostel. Look, just because you're a comedy show doesn't mean you have to give comedy like that. The rest of these look like, half of these aren't even real posters. Hey! Not really even anything to look at in the OVA section. So let's see. I think the worst poster is probably Aharen-san. It's just like, it's not even that it's low quality. Like, someone probably did actually draw this poster specifically to be a poster. It's that it could be an email of posters. It could be a screen cap, and it wouldn't be a particularly interesting screen cap. They look so bored and disinterested. I don't know how it's supposed to make you want to watch. It's pretty tough choosing a best poster. I feel like I like this image better, but is it a better poster? I think this one's probably the better poster, right? I could imagine someone hanging this on their wall in a frame. Like, it is a poster. So I guess I will say that Miru Watashi no Mirai has the best poster this season. Honestly, my overall impression is that I'm not very impressed. Obviously, I'm judging things by their posters. I don't know anything about them. Maybe my new favorite show ever is on here. There's not a lot of returning things I'm super excited for. A bunch of second seasons of stuff I've already dropped. Way too many music shows. But there's not a lot that makes me say, like, fuck yeah, I'm ready, let's go. That was very Canadian go. What are you excited for in the upcoming season? Fuck, I hate doing that stuff. I'm not gonna do it. Please let the new Kuroshitsushi season be good. Please let the new Kuroshitsushi season be good. Please let the new Kuroshitsushi season be good. See you next time. Bye-bye. Vigilante. That's my English?